Hey guys, welcome to the Fast Lane now. Today I've got a unique chance to take a look at one special Stinger. This is the 2019 Kia Stinger GTS. It's one of only 800 being made. It's got some unique colors, some unique carbon fiber bits, and one really special feature. That's coming up right now. So let's start out by discussing what the Kia is. The Kia Stinger is the brand's first sporty sedan coupe. It's a four-door sedan with a liftback, so you got the classic sloping roofline that you've come to expect on many other more premium models. And the GTS version of the Stinger is, like I mentioned, a limited edition run of one of the sportiest, most out there versions that they can make. So starting off is the unique color. It's called Federation Orange, and it's accented by carbon fiber bits throughout. So you've got carbon fiber here around the grills, coming down the side, carbon fiber side vents, and check this out, even carbon fiber mirror caps. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this unique orange? It certainly is something that I haven't seen in a production vehicle for a while. It's almost similar to what you'd find on something like the old Golf GTI, the Autobahn, kind of that bright orange they used to do. But let's talk about the business end of things. So this unique GTS trim has Kia's 3.3 liter twin turbocharged V6. There it is. It develops 365 horsepower, 375 pound-feet of torque, and it can be fed through either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive applications. But in the GTS version, you get a special all-wheel drive. Kia's calling the D all-wheel drive, or dynamic all-wheel drive. So what does that give you? Well, first of all, you get a limited slip rear differential, but more interestingly is the torque split front to rear. In comfort mode, it's 60% rear, 40% front. Dial it up to sport mode and you get 80% rear, 20% front. But that's where things get interesting, because on the Stinger GTS there's even a drift mode. That's right, a drift mode which distributes power 100% to the rear. Traction control off. It lets you hold the gears, it won't upshift. The idea is you can get sideways, have a lot of fun. Coming around back, we get to see what maybe really is the business end of the Stinger, and that is the absolutely massive trunk on offer. Like I said, it's actually a liftback. I keep calling it a trunk because I'm used to it, but it really is a hatchback. And not only do you get that cool sloping roofline, but check out just the tremendous amount of storage capacity you get back here. This is my little camera bag. It fits with ease. Pockets on both sides as well, so it's kind of scalloped. And then of course your massive parcel shelf, just to make sure that everything stays out of sight. Here is a unique GTS badging here, of course Stinger, and then all-wheel drive. Now, I don't really know why you'd get the rear-wheel drive in the Stinger GTS, because the all-wheel drive is the one to have. It's got the most interesting tech, it's the most exclusive system. So if you're going to get the limited production GTS, get the all-wheel drive. Let's take a peek here on the inside. So first thing you notice are all the Alcantara bits. So not only do you have this beautiful Alcantara center armrest, which is great to put your elbow on. My favorite feature is actually right here, and that's the steering wheel. I mean, come on guys, that is one premium touch. Let's take a peek at the gauges as well. To fire it up, foot on the brake, push button start, and there it goes. Very free revving V6. It actually has a pretty decent exhaust note. For a V6, typically you'll find these to be kind of muted, but actually in this car it's not bad. Now, one of my favorite features are these silver accents throughout. So typically you'd find like a sea of black in a lot of its competition, but we've got these nice silver accents here on the door, even down here to the door pull. And then, as is customary for most of these kind of luxury, sporty sedans, the speaker grills with the unique pattern, this one by Harman Kardon. Other things you notice on the inside, well, this new Kia has really gone up market, not only in terms of performance, but also luxury, comfort, and design. I mean, take a look at this general dash setup here. This could be straight out of a Mercedes, or as my dad likes to say, straight out of an Audi S7, but you've got these three unique vents right here in the middle of the dash. Once again, more silver buttons here across the middle. Of course, hazards, map, navigation, media seek. A pretty decent infotainment system as well. I must say the Kia system is great. You've got rewind here on the satellite navigation. Super easy to use, super fast, and also super responsive. Coming down here, you'll see the selector for the 8-speed automatic with, of course, manual shifting, not only there on the handle, but also up here on the Alcantara steering wheel, which I love to see. Now, other premium features you'll find in here, I really like this switchware for the heated seats. It's a little toggle. Pull it down, 3 clicks for both the front driver and the front passenger. Plus, check this out, a heated steering wheel. So not only do you get to hold on to this lovely, lovely, lovely Alcantara, but it's also heated. Here we also have a kind of a unique headliner. Let's see if I can kind of show you what it looks like. I realize it's pretty dark. It's almost like an imitation Alcantara or an imitation suede. Also pretty nice. One thing I do wish they included was you've got the GTS badging on the back, but in the headrest you only get GT badging. Come on, I'd love to see that incorporated. Across the center console though, you'll find more silver trim. A nice little cubby with, of course, the ubiquitous Qi wireless charging. So take my phone, plop it in there. Oh, bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. So I've got the larger iPhone 8 Plus, and in even my pretty narrow case, it doesn't charge. What if I take it out of the case? Let's see if we have any more luck there. So it is kind of a limited size. Okay, there we go. So if you have an 8 Plus without the case, or something like a 10 Plus, it will work, but otherwise you're going to be a little stuck even on this light case. But like I mentioned, that cubby closes, and then down here you'll see one of the more unique features of this car, which is the drive mode selection, like I mentioned. So by turning this little knob, you can see here on the cluster, we've got several different drive modes: Smart, Eco, Comfort, like I mentioned, that's a 60-40 split. Sport is the 80-20 split. And then Custom. Now, interestingly enough, no one here at the Automotive Video Awards, which is where we got this car from, can actually activate drift mode. So no one here, be it Jason Fenske from Engineering Explained, Sophion Bay from Redline Reviews, Matt Moran, or Alex Dykes, can figure out how to get drift mode to activate. We actually have to contact Kia. We'll let you know if they update us with that. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the second row, see what the back seat is like. And actually, I'm about 6'1". This is my driving position. Very generous legroom here. I do notice, though, that my feet get kind of jammed under the seat, so there's not a very big gap between the seat and the floor. Knee room is pretty good. Headroom, yeah, you have that classic issue with a lot of these four-door coupes in that, you know, you really do sacrifice headroom for style. So anyone over 6 foot is not going to be very happy back here. And then also, got a couple of vents. They kind of match the style of the front three there. So you've got 2 vents in the rear, 120 volt, 180 watt power supply there, with one more USB port for the rear passenger. So not a terrible rear seat, except for the sloping roof line if you are taller. Of course, back here, very standard center armrest, 2 cup holders, ISOFIX latches for child seats there. And that's a quick wrap on the interior. Other things I do really appreciate about this particular Singer, these wheels are truly awesome. They are mounted with Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires, 19 inches in diameter. Kind of a unique center cap design, but look how it just kind of all bows out from the middle of that. Brembo brakes you'll see hiding there as well, but overall a very handsome car. and we have to talk about price as well. Now, the Stinger GTS, like we mentioned, comes in both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive configuration with, I must say, very few options. But let's take a quick peek here at the Monroney. So, MSRP of this guy, $47,670. EPA rating, 20 combined, 17 city, 25 highway. But if you must have one of the most limited production Stingers anywhere, once again, they're only building 800 of these GTS models, or you have to have one in a crazy orange, definitely an interesting color, or you really want the carbon fiber bits, this is the car to go for. But the reason I would go for the Stinger is because of the unique dynamic all-wheel drive system with the drift mode and the torque split that can change. I think that stuff is really cool, and it really does matter, especially something like the limited slip diff in the back, which means that this vehicle will probably outhandle its brothers. And in terms of design, you just can't beat the Stinger. I mean, it really does look like a budget A7 for 47 grand. Great power, decent 0 to 60 time. Love the quad exhaust, love the tail lights. Don't like the back seat, but that is the price you have to live for such a great design. As always, this is Tommy with the Fast Lane. Now go back to TFLcar.com for more news, views, and real world special edition Stinger reviews.